Dividing rational numbers. So like we saw with multiplying rational numbers, if we are dividing a positive by a positive, we're going to get a positive answer. If we divide a positive number by a negative number, we're getting a negative answer. If we divide a negative by a positive, we're going to get a negative answer. And if we divide a negative by a negative, it's going to become positive. So when we have decimals, I told you before, easiest way, just take your calculator. If I have negative 1.38 and I divide it by 0.6, I have a negative and a positive. I know my answer is going to be negative, and it gives me negative 2.3. If I have a negative divided by a negative, like over here, a negative 0.25 divided by 0.3, two negatives divided together is going to give me a positive answer. And in this case, it gives me 0.83. When we are dealing with fractions, so we can divide fractions, but we're going to be rewriting the equation under a multiplication. So the first fraction we're going to keep the same. The division we're going to change to a multiplication, and we're going to flip the second fraction. So we're going to, when we're dividing fractions, we're going to use keep, change, flip. So example number 1, if I have negative 5 over 8 divided by 3 over 4. So the first fraction, I keep the exact same. So I'm going to rewrite it, negative 5 over 8. My division, I'm going to change. So I'm changing it to a multiplication. And the second fraction, I'm going to flip it. So that means the denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. So we're flipping it upside down. And now it looks like a multiplication, and we have a multiplication. We just go. We're going to multiply the numerator. So negative 5 times 4 gives me negative 20. And 8 times 3 gives me 24. So it gives me 20 over 24. If I have fractions, but I have fractions with mixed numbers, we always have the first step to do with fraction is always to rewrite under an improper fraction. So it's a negative. I'm going to put my negative there. 5 times 4 gets me 20, plus 1, 21 over 5. I have another negative. 3 times 3, 9, plus 1, 10 over 3. So the first fraction, I'm going to keep the exact same, so I'm rewriting it as it is. My division sign, I'm going to change to a multiplication. And my second fraction, I flip it. So this means the denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. So it gives me negative 3 over 10. Now I have two negatives, so a negative multiplied by a negative gives me a positive. Negative 21 times negative 3 is going to give me 63, and 5 times 10 gives me 50.